Anybody home? Hi, Darlene. See if anybody shows up here. Hi, Giggles. Where's Bob? I was really busy. That video took me quite a few hours, believe it or not. What's up, Toby? Uh-oh, I forgot to open that. There we go. Click the link. Come on up and talk. Please don't drop any links tonight. I'm wore out. How you doing, Tammy? Bob, I know you're lurking. Hi, Ann. So what's going on, everybody? Dirty skies. I was working on another story. Didn't think anybody would be awake since Bob didn't come on. How come you didn't go live, Giggles? Radical Ralph, how you doing? Yeah, Giggles, I was in the trying to find a whatever you call it background. Like I don't know why it's not working. I didn't hear anything either. So I'm assuming he crashed out or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's a real person. Hey, Giggles, can you come up for a second? Still trying to figure stuff out in here. There you are. Hi, Giggles.
Hello, Keys.
What's going on?
Ugh, not a thing.
I was working for hours on that video because it was 2 stories.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even get a chance to check the mission. Oh, okay. Tammy. Sorry about that. We've had a lot of trolls in here.
In here tonight?
No, in the past.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Not at all.
Giggles, I was trying to set up, you know, what is it? Like a background?
The thumbnail.
You know, like the background that would be behind us. What is that in? Brand or banner? No.
No, but you put it in there. You have to
Brand?
do just before you start the stream. When you create the stream, there'll be a little
Right.
box there that says upload thumbnail.
Oh, okay. I just went down to his saved banners or brands, I mean.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I don't use that one, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
And Cat went to bed, so
What's that?
Cat went to bed.
Oh, okay. Richard. Where you at, Richard?
Really bad echo.
I don't hear it.
I do. Do you have YouTube open too with StreamYard?
Yeah, but the mic's off. The sound's off.
Oh, I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, Toby. My goodness. Well, somebody else has to come up here to see what's going on. See if
Okay.
it's me.
There's Hodge. What's up, Hodge? Click the link. Come on up. I don't be driving down the road talking to myself, but I can if I need to.
Been there, done that.
There is stuff going on everywhere. I can't keep up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I just got done watching Hodge's video earlier about the 10 states that are sharing your medical info and your name and everything else with first responders. And my state is one of the states.
with first responders.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I learned something new at LabCorp when I took a family member there. They have kiosk machines, and that's how they want you to check in with your state issued ID or driver's license. Okay.
Wow.
And that barcode that's on the back of your license,
Mm-hmm.
I was blown away. You scan it, and it brings up all of your medical information. That is
Oh,
not cool. You know what I mean?
wow.
I'm sure other people would say, "Oh, it's real convenient." Okay, yeah, like the chip that'll go in your hand or your head. Is that convenient too?
Right.
You know?
Well, that's another so-called HIPAA violation.
It is.
Wow. So the convenience stores that scan your ID to verify your birth date can access that too, then,
Yeah, I'm sure.
or anybody that does. Geez, that's disturbing.
So basically, DOT or Department of Motor Vehicle has sold out, and so is our health insurance.
Yep.
See what I mean?
I wish I never went through that here.
Hi, Richard.
Hey, Richard. I
Click the
guess I
link.
should look at chat.
Richard, I did receive your emails, but I've been I probably for 5.5, 6 hours, maybe longer. You scan your license when you get tobacco.
Yep.
Really?
They do here in North Dakota
Why?
to verify your age, apparently.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I go in there with gray hair. Okay.
I've seen, I've seen people with gray hair get ID'd for cigarettes. It's like, really? I could be taking you back to the woodshed. Come on.
Yeah. What's up, Richard? Uh-oh, what happened?
Hey, Richard. I'm gonna
Hey,
mute to see
Giggles.
who's
Hey, Truth. How you guys doing tonight?
Okay, how you doing, Rich?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Doing all right. How you guys doing?
I'm wiped out.
Am I feeding back at all?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm feeling that way too. I've been out all day tilling and still didn't get the stuff in the ground. I'm lagging.
I read road.
Hey,
Yeah,
Red Road.
I overheard you saying that. Didn't mean to blast you guys with too many emails, but stuff just started popping up left and right.
I appreciate your emails.
Because I don't know, because it's just that I'm over here and you guys are over there, and Keys is pretty close to my region, but you're not, and neither is Bob. And sometimes you guys don't get the news that I get, and vice versa. I don't get the news that you guys get. So I just like to shoot it out there that way. You guys see what's going on.
Exactly. I follow news from all over, be able to put it in the bigger picture too. I guess I should send you more. Richard, you're a member of Discord. I put all my links in there just to let you know.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
I know
Thanks.
that now. So I
Yeah.
can just go. So I can just go on Discord and hit your link, and it'll show up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I did not know that.
Yep.
Learn something new every day.
I've got a room named Giggles to Links, and then Giggles to Video, and then my PDFs too. So if you want to get PDFs for like the Rockefeller Playbook from 2010, hit up that room.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So
I put all.
will all the links be on that on your first Discord?
You'll have to scroll through the rooms because I have a whole bunch of different rooms, different
Oh, okay.
topics.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
You can get lost in there. I post a
Yeah.
lot.
It's kind of like the same thing with D Live. I started on D Live, and the next thing I know, I was just like, I was in there for an hour just checking out everybody, just here, there, everywhere. I was like, whoa, what the heck? I didn't know all these people were on there. And then I found Bob, and I saw that you were following him. He only had one follower. He had you, and then I was like, oh, he's got two followers. Now he's got me. So I jumped on there.
I don't use it anymore. Nobody ever went
The
on,
which one? Which one?
D
The D
Live.
Live?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of skeptical because the people who own it are kind of the Chinese people own it, and you know, it's just they love to sell your information. They will get rid of it left and right.
Oh yeah. Well, we're sold out everywhere we turn.
Yeah,
It's sickening.
I'm still waiting to find a dollar bill or a piece of money that's got my Social Security number on it. I knew you would laugh, Keith.
Really?
Because I know you know the thing about the numbers, and I knew you would know that. I've known that for a long time. Pops told me this when I was like little, and I never believed him. And ever since I've been going to these rabbit holes, I found out that all the money that's American money has everybody's social on there. So if anybody wants to look at your money, and you'll see that one day you might come across a number that looks familiar, and you'll look and scratch your chin and go, wait a minute, hold on a second. And you'll stop and think for a second. You'll go, no way, that's my number. It's just mind blowing.
Wow. Good night, Dirty Skies. Oh, Richard, I put
Night, dirty
Toby's.
skies.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I put Toby's email in private chat for you guys.
Oh, hold on. Let me click
Oh,
that.
okay.
Let me click that. Okay, got it. Was he on Markster's live today?
Probably.
Toby.
I don't know.
Probably.
I think he was driving around.
Oh no, that was Dr. Evils, I believe.
Is that who that was? Because he called the guy Toby. And I was
Oh,
just like, is that Toby?
no.
Okay.
What was I gonna say?
Whose Yahoo is that?
That's Toby's.
Okay. So that's his number, and you know what? Let me look back. I believe I already got his number. I'm sure you guys are hearing roll the paperwork around. I always write everything down. My wife drives me nuts. She comes up, you gotta write everything down. You got a binder? I'm like, yep, I got a binder with everything on it. It's like my little blue book. Instead of a black book, I got a blue book.
Like new. What is the blue book value?
Oh, for me, it's priceless. For everybody else, it's gibberish because you couldn't make heads or tails of it because my writing is so sloppy. I'm the only one who can make it out.
Hey, can somebody check my second to last video that I uploaded and see if the share button's missing? Because when I look at it, it shows it's there, but other people are telling me it's missing. So I must have struck a nerve.
Let me see here. I'm on my wife's laptop. I should be able to do this.
Bob does a live stream last few times. There's no share button either.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. At least for me.
And I didn't know how to turn likes off or whatever on this. I don't know how to do that.
I don't hear any echo anymore.
Am I echoing?
No,
Hello?
I don't hear it.
No?
I think I've got it figured out. I turned the volume all the way down now, and I've been getting less feedback.
I think
Okay,
this
let's find
laptop
keys here.
echo if I have the volume too loud.
Okay, let's see. Your second to last. Is this the one with the picture of the lady on it?
Yeah,
Or is it the plane fart? The Westgate? Okay, let me click on that.
Westgate.
Wow,
I
this
still
thing's
hear
actually rolling good today.
Hey, guess what happened
I
today?
did hear a little bit of an echo before I got on there. What happened?
We got an analog meter. Got rid of our smart meter today. Woohoo!
That
Nice.
is good news.
So excited. Whew. He told me.
There is a share.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
The share's down at the bottom of the screen right next to the thumbs up and the thumbs down. Is that the one you're looking for, Keys?
The share that's right underneath my video. Toby said he seen
it's there.
share, but other people said no. So I went in and removed the 18 plus on it. Maybe that did it.
I don't know. It's on here. I see it. Yeah, I noticed you were talking about that one guy had that mole on his face. That was weird.
Two completely different people.
Yep.
I mean, when you look at that, look at
weird.
the guy that's in an orange jumpsuit or whatever he's wearing, and then the other guy is younger and has a smaller forehead.
Totally different.
Yep. And the mole's on the wrong side of the face, so they struck out on that one.
Yeah, when I'm seeing the picture side by side, there's no.
It's
not even the same. It's not even the same person.
But
not
I
even
went
close.
back,
not even the haircut of the forehead. I mean, totally different.
Right. But I went back and I added more links. That latest video, YouTube scrambled the audio in the beginning because that guy said that it had something to do with his script. He said he didn't have his script. So I just shared all the other links in that video. That's about Westgate. I guess I better not talk too much about that on here. I don't want to get Bob's channel.
Okay, yeah, it's on there. It says share.
Okay.
We're good. We're good.
What
What is that? Your Ford? Was that your Ford truck? That picture in the background now? I've never noticed that before.
You mean on my page?
Yep. It says
Is
Ford
it?
Racing.
Oh yeah, that was the supercharger I had on it.
Oh, sweet. Did not know that. Now I do.
Yeah, 2004 F-150 super cab, short bed, 6-inch lift.
Wow.
35 Toyos, 20-inch rims, 500 horse.
Wow.
It was fun.
Well, then I ain't got nothing on you.
You
I
just
wound up.
mashed it and spin around in a circle.
Dang. I got a 91 Dodge Ram 250 with a turbo Cummins diesel engine in it, and it's just got like 130,000 on it, and it's just barely broke in. The motor's just finally just breaking in. It'll roast the tires all day, but it's all stock. It's set up to be, what's that called? It's a 3/4 ton, but it's got the rear end where if you pull the axles, you can drop the dually axle in there and put the flares on it, and it got the 1-ton rear end, and the 1-ton suspension in the back. It's pretty cool. Pops purchased it from in Frisco. Some guy used to pull a yacht with it, and then I guess he was just like wanted a new truck and sold it, and Pops bought it, made it the ranch truck, and then one day he's all, "Hey, you want my truck?" And I was like, yeah, sure." But
Mrs. Jones. Hi, Mrs.
yeah.
Jones.
I think so.
Was it a bug?
Yeah.
Figures.
Hi, China.
Hello, Mrs. Jones. How are you tonight? Let me see here.
Hi, Ralph.
Radical Ralph. Yes, I just do not have. I already had his number. I just do not have his email. Now I do. Sweet. Sorry it took me so long. I was trying to back out of it with my wife's computer. So it was going fast, and all of a sudden it started lagging. Okay, I got this now. Sweet. So what's new with you guys?
Nothing really.
Click the link. Come on up. About lost my groceries. No, I don't want to see it.
You lost your groceries.
I said I'm about to. Don't show me.
Oh, I went to that. That's what I was going to say. I wound up going. I wanted to go pick up a Pew Pew, a new one. So I went down to this local Big Five, and they want you to wear a mask. I was like, you got to be kidding me. It was like, well, I don't got a mask. What do I do? No. Oh, well, you can go down to the store and go buy one. I'm like, I'm not going to go down and go pay $15 for 4 masks. What the heck's wrong with you? And I asked him, is there anything? Can I just throw my shirt over my face? And the storekeep goes, no, you can just tie a bandana and you come in. I go, so seriously, I can just throw a bandana and I'll be, yeah, you'll be good. You'll be good. I was just like, I shook my head no, kind of like, and I was just like, okay, well, yeah, I want to go in and get a new Pew Pew. So I just threw it on and went in there. And then I go in there and it's like, go through all that, walk over there, and there's like 2 .22 sitting there, and everything else is just air guns. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. I walked in here for this. I just turned around and walked out. It's just like, man, you just can't win anymore. It's like every place I go, they're sold out. They have no selection. Everybody's just buying as much of it as they can. I just don't get it. I mean, I
Hey,
do, but I do, but I don't.
hey, Richard, did you notice the mysterious light and its companion left earlier? By the way,
Yeah, do you know it didn't show up earlier today. It took a while till after the main light hit the horizon, and the sky started to become twilight dark. That's when it finally showed up. Something's going on that's weird. It's like it's
yeah.
dimming down.
Well, it seemed to hightail it out of here a lot sooner than normal.
Yeah, because I normally see it before the light goes down. You can see it in the middle of the day, just before sundown, and did not. Yesterday I could make it out barely. Today, nope, not at all. I didn't even bother trying looking for it after it went down. I was too busy watching I believe it was a UPS. He just ripped one across the sky. It was incredible.
Was he in
It
a
got,
truck?
huh?
Was he in a truck?
I wish. No, but he was dirty. That was such a dirty polluter. It was not even. That guy couldn't pass smog if his life depended on it. Well, he or she, whoever was in control of that thing, or the AI, whichever was in control of it, they could not pass smog if the life depended on it with that thing. It was ridiculous. It was black, and by the time it got like 3 feet behind it, it turned orange, stayed orange the whole length of the sky. It was like the one that Bob showed, and like the one that you threw out there too. It was just one big long line all the way across from one end to the other, from north to south. I was like, really? Nothing all day, and then right when the light goes down, boom, and just comes out of nowhere. It's like,
Hi,
Yep.
Snafu.
gotta be kidding me.
How you doing, Snafu? JC? Hey, Giggles, did you notice the background is behind us now?
Yep,
How did that happen?
probably default.
What's up, JC, Tammy,
I like that one though.
I didn't see Bob sneak in and take over.
Snafu? Are you
Chad
sure?
was asking about Bob.
I don't know. He might have while I stepped away for a second.
And Darlene, outside to everybody. I just jumped right on in. What else we got here?
You got anything you want to share, Giggles? Screen share, or I'm just not. I don't want to do it tonight.
I usually have to use Cat for that. Not
Use
enough
what?
bandwidth. When I share, I can't do videos because then I keep getting kicked out. I don't have enough bandwidth on the hotspot.
I'm sure he has been probably doing more than me because I've been working on two things all day.
I got to look around a little bit, but twins pretty much kept me busy, and they didn't take a nap today. They
Oh
protested, so
goodness.
yeah, come bedtime, bath right to bed.
And I see a small leak underneath my blazer. So yeah, looks like I'm going to be doing something here shortly.
Sabotage.
I doubt it.
Hello, Tammy.
It's getting old, the truck, or what? What year is it?
2008.
Oh, that's newer than anything I own.
It looks like it's coming from the water pump, but what's weird is I just replaced that in 2017.
And you know how they make these parts nowadays? They're garbage.
Is that right?
No,
Yeah,
Bob's
all them
had a.
parts they make are garbage.
Oh, sorry.
Every time I try to catch you, Ralph, I'm always too late because of the time difference. These weather weapons are getting really, I'm telling you.
We got a couple people thinking that Bob's here, or anyways, Bob's been getting things done around his house that he's needed done and taking a break. So your host tonight is Keys for Truth.
Yeah, and I forgot to put it in there because I seen your message and I was like, okay, I'm going to go fire it up.
Nice.
Is the weather bad up there too, Ralph?
He's in Maine, right?
Yeah.
Does Bob's Truth Seeker come up just because we're on his channel?
What?
Yeah.
You know how it does?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, if not, then he's lurking.
Because like when Keys goes through StreamYards connects to his YouTube account, so it's going to show him online.
Yeah, I can
Gotcha.
say this. Look down in the chat. And then people will think he's here. That's me.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I have to go to YouTube to show myself. How you doing, Bob?
I started typing from there on the stream that I did the other day, and then I realized it was his name, so I had to stop using it.
So Ralph, you're usually off at like 1, aren't you? That would be 1 your time or my time. I can't remember now. How you doing, Ann?
He's the trickster.
Keys is the trickster. How did I trick you?
Writing under Bob's name.
Oh, okay. How many people here understand gematria?
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
I think it's just you and Hodge.
No,
You two guys are pretty much.
No, I think some people understand it.
I understand the basics.
Shanna knows a little bit. At least she seems to.
Darlene don't. It's the government. It's their code, not mine. Anybody want to come up? Come on up, Ann.
Yeah, Hodge
We've
does.
got a small group.
Where did he go?
Hodge is probably working too. Hodge has been putting out some videos.
Yes, he has.
He's
Dude,
a
he's been
movie
doing some good
star.
editing.
He's actually a producer now.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
Didn't he say his son was the one who gave him that idea?
Tammy.
That little star thing with the mountain, the Paramount thing.
Paramount Pictures.
Yep.
Not sure if you like gematria. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, the 121, 201. Oh my God, I can't even believe it. I should show you guys. There's more fires here.
Oh no.
Yeah. Guess what one of them is named?
What?
Think of the name of that's been in the news about hand sanitizer. Ralph.
Is it Purell? Is it the Purell fire?
Oh, wait a minute. Is it called Purcell?
No.
Oh, maybe it's Purell. Purell.
No, I think it's Purcell.
Wow.
Probably Helen Purcell.
Helen Purcell?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Helen's been around a long time.
Ralph's drinking. So am I, Ralph. Drinking water right now. Ralph is. Are you afraid you're gonna cuss?
Well, come on up, Tammy.
Come on up, Tammy. Here, I'll drop the link again.
Whoop, I was about to do it too.
Don't be shy. You don't have to turn your camera on. Like Bob says, my camera's not on. So I'm too ugly.
Oh, stop it.
What?
I said stop it. I was hoping that Lou would have come in. I wanted to tell her that they removed my smart meter. That was like really cool.
Night,
That is
JC.
awesome.
He
Have a
made
good
it a point.
sleep.
Oh, sorry. Oh, night, JC. Get to talking about it, I get a little excited. However, he
JC.
told my husband that it was the last analog one they had. So
Yeah.
I hope nothing happens to this one. You know what I mean? But they ain't putting another one on.
What a coincidence, huh?
Exactly.
Like, right? This is the last one. You guys got lucky. You got the last one.
That's what they said too.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. I know I can order them off of Amazon. Maybe I should just order one to have it on hand. So if they try to pull that, I'll be like, no, you're going to put this one on.
There you go.
Not going back to that thing. He sat there and kept saying, well, that lets off no radiation and da 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 da. And I couldn't get out there in time with my EMF meter, but I didn't argue because he's willing to change it out, you know. Wait, did I lose connection?
Yep. No, you're here.
Oh, okay.
We're
Cue
just
the
quiet.
crickets. Hi,
I
Tammy.
know. I need to send that over.
Hi, Tammy.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. Looking forward to the end of the day tomorrow. 3-day weekend. Woohoo!
Oh, there you go. Memorial Day weekend, right?
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. Excuse me.
Yeah, it brings back a memory to me.
I've had a couple nostalgic memories tonight. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Good.
Okay. I
Good.
just silly giggles. Giggles. One of my favorite words is like giggles, and then I was looking at Truth Seeker tonight, and your name was like Giggles too, or something. I'm a newbie. I don't know about this stuff. I know I don't want to get too deep into the drama. That can be a bad thing. Found out because
Right.
I played when I was too drunk and made a fool of myself, and I'm like eating crow and
I'll be right back.
I don't know.
Okay.
I apologize for the misunderstanding, by the way.
About what?
When we were first talking in there, because you said that you like the name Giggles,
Oh yeah, I like that. That's one of my favorite words. Giggle, giggle.
It was my CV handle from back in '95. I didn't know what else to put on here,
That's so crazy. I had a CV handle too, and I wanted it to be like something else. And my old man's like, no, all the truckers will be thinking you're smoking weed. But that was back in the 80s. Couldn't do that. But mine was Rosebud. Yeah, I
Oh,
loved it.
nice.
I was on the four corners on the West Coast. If you were a truck driver, you would know. I wanted wildflower, and my friends were like, no, that means pot. And they were like, well, whatever. I've been a pothead forever, but anyway, back then they were like, you can't be like that strong like that, Whatever, I'm buzzed. Shush. Anyway, my CD handles Rosebud. So
Nice.
my YouTube channel is Tammy Stam Puppy.
Are you a little ways away from your mic?
I'm about
6 feet.
6 inches. Oh, no, maybe 8.
Okay.
Why?
I've been getting a little closer to hear when you talk.
Me
'Cause
too.
your volume's a little low.
Oh, is it? I was being peaceful, and I don't even know what I'm speaking about. You guys gotta forgive me. I'm a novice.
Oh, no, you're fine. And welcome to the channel, by the way. It's good to see you here.
Welcome, Tammy.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, Tammy.
I'm
Good
not
to have
like
you up here.
I don't get out there and cause all kinds of drama and double the account or nothing. I do sub and I watch. I guess you could call me a lurker, maybe. A little bit, a little bit, a little bit here and a little bit there. But when I have something to say, I say hello. And I'm saying,
He did. It was really good.
so I am just gonna indulge a little bit over here in the minute. I'm from Minnesota, by the way.
Oh, wow. I'm in North Dakota.
Where are you from, Giggles?
North Dakota.
No flippin' freaking way.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of North Dakota.
Middle.
Mm-hmm. By Minot?
I'm in Kirkston.
Oh, nice.
Giggles is up there by Debbie.
Yeah. I just moved here. It was convenient. I moved here from California to my mother's place in Climax. That's 16 miles south of Brixton. You might know. Might not. Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So how is it in Minnesota with all this nonsense going on? Do you have to wear a mask to go in the store?
Mandatory.
Oh,
Not
it's mandatory.
No,
Oh no. Okay, good.
no. They're allowing us a little bit of our constitutional rights, you know?
That's good.
It's got to be our choice, right? Do you want to get sick or not? The only bad part about it is, I mean, it is our choice if we want to get sick or not, but we also need to be aware of getting other people sick too, you know? So, I don't know. Never mind. I went off on a creek.
No, it's interesting. Do you happen to do, like, say they come out with this vaccine pretty soon for this? Are you planning on taking it?
Not if I have to. Even if they make me. I don't know. I'm not sure about that yet.
If you should come back to this channel more. We do a lot of research on everything, and including the vaccine. And it's some pretty disturbing stuff. The vaccine is going to change your DNA, and they have, Bill Gates has microchips in it, and we provide backup with what we say. We don't just say this stuff without having links or anything, or like the nanotechnology. I don't want to overwhelm you. But yeah, stop in here more often, Tammy. There's a lot of information out here that you should really know. Was that Truth Seeker or you, Keys?
I really like that, and I thank you for the invitation. I
That's me.
definitely be listening more often.
Oh, right on.
I get ahead of myself. You know, I used to be one of these people that drank every single day, and I'm trying to keep it down to 2 tops a week. I'm speaking right from my every being here. And sometimes I just don't know when to stop and I make a fool of myself. So I'm like really cautious these days. Like I say, I'm a puppy to the.
No,
Anyway,
you're fine. And what I was going to tell you, Tammy, is
and
normally when Bob is running his channel, he'll pull up links on his screen. He'll play videos, and back up everything that we're talking about. It's a different atmosphere when he's here. I'm sorry?
is his name Bob Truth Seeker?
It's Truth Seeker 2020, but his name is Bob. We all call him Bob.
Yeah, I like the personal names. I catch on to them a little quicker. That's cool. Hi, Bob. I watch you, but you guys sound so smart. I don't want to come in here and act a fool, you know.
Be right
So I'm
back, Giggles.
gonna bounce out of it right now.
No, don't worry about that. We're here to inform each other, I mean, the mainstream media is not going to do that.
When they want to.
Right. But most of the stuff that we're digging up, that's actually on like government websites. For instance, like last night, we were bringing up the nanotechnology, that's in the food and the vaccine and everything. Mainstream ain't going to tell you about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what we do here.
that's true. Most of the time, you know what I see all the time is well, I see a lot of fishing videos because that's kind of what I like. But the other one is like the stimulus stuff and the Trump stuff. You know, on YouTube they give you your favorites or whatever. Never mind. I'm not as smart as you guys. I'm trying
Oh,
to
don't say that.
I got a little knowledge in that noggin. But
No, we just have to open our minds and you know, when people are putting out links and stuff, you know, just have an open mind and look it up yourself. You know what I mean? Always do your own research and always remember there's a lot of disinformation out there.
there is.
Oh, yep. Always fact check yourself, you know,
Yeah.
but definitely stay away from mainstream or the ones that they own, like Snoops, you know, they own that too. Just have to dive a little bit deeper.
What do they own? Sorry, I didn't. Or I apologize, I didn't hear you. They
Snoops?
Snoop.
Snoopy
Yep.
Snopes.
Yeah.
When I hear Snoop, I think
Hey,
of
good night, Ralph. I'll try to catch you in the morning. As long as you don't start at 4 a.m.
Night, Ralph.
Night, Ralph.
wow. That was kind of interesting. His voice reminded me of a friend of mine. Whoever that was. Wow.
Well, be right back, guys. Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can share something with Tammy if she's interested.
Who's saying that? Is that you too, Bob?
No, this is Keys. I'm above you.
Keys. Okay.
Keys for truth.
Okay.
And then I'm Richard. I'd be to your right. If you're looking at the page.
I see you.
And the one that's got the spray covering the sun.
I see it. I see it. So what are you going to show me? I need to go to bed. I have one more day of work and then I have 3 days off. Yay! But
I'm looking right now.
like probably my best friend at the moment. So I'm on call always. So are you gonna show me a song or a video or an emoji or what are you trying to do here?
No, I was just trying to find something informative for you to watch. And Toby, they just started another fire. Who is they?
Who is they? Who
Who is
started a
they?
fire?
You guys know who they are. Giggles does. Richard does.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
Okay, now you guys are leaving me in the shadows here.
No,
What you talking about?
we have a lot of fires going on here in Arizona.
Step back. Of course.
You ever heard of the deep state or the cabal?
Deep state is something.
Have you ever heard of the cabal?
I've heard the name, yes. I do
Okay,
not. I'm not
that's
that educated.
well, that's pretty much who we're talking about. We're talking about the people who want to rule this country as one world order. They want us to be their little minions, and the ones that they don't want, they want to get rid of us. Pretty much cut and dry.
Okay, I understand
Not
that.
to fear you or anything, but
I
that's
understand that.
kind of what we do here. We kind of like look for little rabbit holes and go through them and find information, and we bring it back here and share it with each other and keep everybody in the know. And then we
Yeah.
try to wake up as many people as we can who are in denial, because the more of us that are awake, the harder it is for these evil ones to hide what they're doing.
Yeah. Most of the people I'm around, they're awoke. They're awoke. They're
That's
awake.
good.
Most of them are awake. I'm like one that knew it many years ago. Shoot, I was watching Simpsons back in the 90s going, are you kidding me? You know, I knew that a long time ago. I've always known Big Brother's been watching. Many, many moons. Big Brother has been watching
Exactly.
for a long time.
That's good. You have family members that are awake?
Yep,
That's good. That's even better.
actually, all of them. They know.
So what you got here on the screen, Keys?
Have you built a garden? Have any of you guys planted your garden yet? Has it been warm enough where you're at?
Yeah, I'm from California, Central Valley. I've got half of my garden in, and I've been turning the dirt for the other half today, and I'm pretty tired.
Oh, okay. Oh, my battery.
I got my other half of my garden is in little potters, and they're at the point where they're talking to me, telling me, "Hey, I need a place to grow. My feet are really tight in here."
That's cute. It's so. I'm in Minnesota, so we're still waiting. We're hoping by this weekend, Memorial Weekend's usually.
Is everybody still here?
I'm here.
I think I found
Tammy's here.
out my phone.
Okay, Tammy,
Giggles is gone.
this man that I have up on the screen right now, his name is Lincoln Karam, and he shows a lot of what's going on in New York, basically showing all the trickery that they're trying to pull on the masses. So I'll go ahead and start this.
Did you explain to her what he does? That he hops on an electric bike and he just drives around and shows people what the shenanigans that they're doing to make it look like there's a pandemic, and there really isn't.
Right, he's exposing what mainstream media is lying to the public about with all the people with coronavirus and COVID-19. He goes around to the hospitals. Central Park had a makeshift hospital set up. He's going to the funeral homes, and he talks to people while he's out and about. So I fast forwarded this video until I could see him talking to someone, so really informative channel to check out. Hey Hodge, how you doing, Jenny? So I'll go ahead and start this, and then I'll drop the link in the chat after I'm done. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Her body just can't stand night. They told me to give me a call back. They said within 2 weeks they have my mother buried. Now last night I come here to say that they've been leaving bodies in the U-Haul truck. Like, it's already grieving for our mothers, our family members, our friends. Why? This is too disrespectful to the dead. This is disrespectful to us. This is too much on
You
humanity.
got it going in faster speed.
And it was just horrible.
He fast forwards.
Oh, okay.
This funeral home is not indicative of just this funeral home. This is a problem that is happening throughout the state and throughout the city of New York. Many funeral homes are overrun with human remains. And the reason why is because of the lack of preparation by the Division of Cemeteries anticipating a pandemic from occurring. So what the plan on doing is within the next few hours, moving these box trucks into an undisclosed location.
Oh, we lost her.
Identify all the human remains. And we're going to work with the funeral home to assure that
The heck?
people into the proper place of rest. The funeral director is very apologetic to what is happening. Unfortunately, the situation got out of control, out of hand, way too quickly. The community is These are people that live this earth, and now they have to be subject to freezer trucks and being on top of each other. And now that you can smell it.
Hey, Jenny, 8675309. How you doing?
He's a good man, the owner of the funeral home.
Hodge,
The overwhelming
he's
of everything that's
back.
happening with the
What's up,
pandemic and
Hodge?
COVID and people losing their lives. It's, it becomes overwhelming.
Got the link if anybody wants to come up.
Those U-Haul trucks.
Click the link.
Very bad.
Or don't.
They've been doing this for weeks now.
Go ahead, just click. Go ahead, click it.
Can everybody hear it?
Yeah, I know I can.
The guy down there in the store blizzard, he discovered blood on the ground in the back of the truck. So he made a phone call. That's how that happened. I didn't know what they were doing was illegal or anything. I don't know nothing about that. You know, I just know that this body's been carried out all month long.
This truck's been here again for a couple weeks now. The U-Hauls, I don't know if I noticed the U-Hauls.
Night, Tammy.
But yeah, you just see them taking in bodies every now and again. And
Night,
just
Tammy.
knowing what's going on, it's kind of, you assume what it's about. And it's a little depressing, but at the same time, it is what it is.
No, he hasn't.
Good day. How are you? I came to check out the, you probably know about the funeral home story, about the bodies on the sidewalk and stuff. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah. You didn't see it on the news? Where were you?
That-
This was all going down.
No, I saw it on the news. I'm living in Manhattan. I wanted to see if that's really true.
Someplace right across the street.
I know, but I want to know the truthfulness because when TV cameras come out, they stage events for them. I caught them at one funeral home on 42nd Street and 4th Avenue. They staged it. So I want to see the same thing.
There's nothing staged here. I'm here all day, every day, 6 days a week. There were bodies laying on the floor outside on the sidewalk.
Well, you know, that's what the mainstream said. So it was exaggerated so far.
Yeah, some was exaggerating. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear it either. I watched every news.
Okay, did you hear that there were bodies in an unrefrigerated van
Yes, that was
with
true.
blood leaking out?
And that was true. I saw it with my own eyes.
Blood leaking out?
I saw it with my own eyes.
Oh, come on,
In
man.
fact, I gave the guy a boost. The battery was dead.
But a
Night,
dead
Tammy.
body
Do you have any
leaking
up
blood?
here?
That doesn't
It was
happen.
leaking fluids. I don't know if it was
All right,
blood.
but the story said blood.
I saw red, so I'm assuming it was blood. There was a puddle like this next
So
to the
you
truck.
saw red?
Yeah, dude, I'm on this block 24 years.
That's why I'm talking to you,
and
man.
I'm telling you, like, you know, I don't believe shit, but I'm telling you that 99% of the stuff that you read about this place is true. The owner's a nice guy. I know him for a while. He's been here a couple of years. He got overwhelmed.
All
He
right,
got
Tammy,
greedy.
good night.
But the thing is, there are
Thank
other
you for
funeral
coming up.
homes in the neighborhood, right? Karib up there, they didn't have a problem.
From what I could barely tell, they were open. But he got greedy. He was paying kids to go pick up the bodies. They
So, all right,
were coming in minivans.
that makes sense.
And he was giving them, money. Like in other words, like I'll give you this much money to go. They'll go to the mall and get bodies.
What's up, X-Blade?
The kids, the guys would come with 3, 4 bodies
Hey,
a day.
Buried. Hi,
Even
Jenny.
the dollar van
Welcome
drivers
back,
were
Hodge.
picking up bodies.
Okay, but the main story is the COVID-19 victims.
Yeah.
You see, the way the story, I'm sure you saw the story on CNN and stuff like that. The way they put the story is that New York had such an epidemic, so many bodies, that all the funeral homes are overcrowded.
Dude,
That's not true.
He had 109 bodies here the day the police came. And I know that for a fact because the guy who runs the place, I'm very friendly with him. And we worked on his car that day. They had 109 bodies that day.
All right, so
And I was in the funeral home because I had a truck blocking my driveway. And I went there and asked them to move the truck. That was a truck that needed a boost, that had the fluids running out of the piece. When I walked in there, the bags were all over the floor. I have videos on my phone of them throwing the bodies like this into the back of the.
But weren't you
Damn,
worried
kids
about
out there,
the
Mark.
catching something? You weren't worried about catching
I didn't touch nothing. What are you gonna touch?
All right, but the bottom line is he got greedy. He went out and
That's
brought
my
bodies in.
understanding. Yeah.
But the story, am I holding you back?
No.
The story is New York in general was so overwhelmed with bodies that all the funeral homes, that's not, you have to admit, that's not true.
I can only speak on the one that I
One,
see.
correct.
I walk here to work. I walk home. I haven't seen. I know the one by a friend of mine's house on Avenue Z is the same thing. He got fined. They found bodies in the backyard, unrefrigerated. Maybe not 109 like this guy. But he had bodies in there
Wouldn't
as
you
well.
The
think
one
you
that
would
I looked
smell it?
into a couple of weeks ago was a place called Schaefer's. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Schaefer's on 42nd and 4th Avenue. That one was completely staged because I spoke to people who live across the street and they say, yeah, there were trucks bringing bodies in, but only one day. And that one day, there were TV cameras. Once the TV cameras were gone, it was back to normal.
Yeah. This guy right now is still in business. I'm not sure how.
But
or
it
why.
looks pretty quiet now, right?
Now because of the time
Yeah,
of day,
Hodge, these kids don't know what they're doing. They don't know any better.
And
They don't realize what they're doing and how wrong
He
it is.
delivered to it today.
But you have to admit, the news blows shit out.
I don't believe nothing that I see. But I'm telling you when I tell you, there was a refrigerated truck, and then he had U-Haul trucks a little smaller than those.
Yeah, I saw those in the
4 or
pictures.
5 of them.
I'm not denying that what I saw is not true. I want to know the circumstances that made that happen.
Inside.
Once I tell
What's
him,
going on, man?
I want to just check the area out
Like I
first.
said, to watch the way they were handling the bodies was disgusting. Because if there's someone, in fact, there were bodies that were lost. And that I know for a fact. People out here, a woman passing out, crying, they had to hold her up, she couldn't even walk. Because they lost somebody who's one of her family members.
So, you understand the two separate issues, right? He got greedy.
Yeah.
He got too many bodies that he could handle. The story that was pitched was that New York is in a state of, I don't know what word.
My word's really small. All I can tell you is what I saw out here. If this man had 109 bodies in one day, when I walked into the place and I saw all the body bags laying on the floor like it was trash. It was.
Did you see bodies themselves or just the body bags?
I saw a body fall out of a bag right out here. As the kids were taking it out of the back of the van. It was in a body bag. The arm fall out, the kids put it up there, almost dropped the body.
And the people who I saw handling the stretchers and stuff had no gloves on.
all day long. They had nothing on until the news people came. Once the news people came, then they started. Then it was funny because when the news people came, then they had hazmat stuff. They had booths.
See how they staged that whole area?
No, but they did that because the state was here.
Right.
That wasn't staged for the news. That was because the state told them in here that this is unsafe.
Okay.
You can't have workers in here. They made. Have a good night. You can't have people working in here and not have PPE. But they had the kids literally face masks on, not even over their face, just under their face. No gloves, no nothing. The kid's got the cell phone. He's holding the stretcher. He's trying to close the door. The stretcher goes sideways. The body's hanging off. It's strapped in, but you see the arm and the leg hanging.
All right, so there is a chance that this was not COVID-19 related.
But I don't know what your agenda is.
My agenda is the story that is being sold internationally is New York.
And again, I can't speak about nowhere else. I know for a fact, out of those 109 bodies, at least 100 of them were from COVID-19.
Okay.
And again, from the horse's mouth.
But 100 of them.
100 of them.
Out of the 109, you said?
Yeah, that's a pretty good percentage. I mean, it's
Right.
a funeral home, so they get regular deaths
Good.
as well.
So the fact that you had 109 cases means people should be extra careful.
Of course.
And they weren't.
High reality.
So which means those guys are going to be spreading this more.
In reality,
I don't know how long.
Okay, thank you. I better be very quiet.
On a body after
Nobody knows.
Yes,
But you don't want to take any chances. In fact, if I have it, you don't want to touch anything that I touch, correct? And the way I saw them handling it, that were just ordinary dead bodies that you don't want to touch anyway, right? You don't know what you can catch from that. But looking at it today, everything is back to normal, quiet.
That's a nice street you guys set up.
You know how far it's got over there?
that's funny, giggles.
Check out that Impala wagon, Richard.
Oh, wow. That's what we in the collector car business call mint condition. That thing looks nice. Should be in the garage. cow bones.
Very stinky.
Be glad they're not out there eating cow patties.
Ew.
Hodge is all heck no, drive those classics. Yeah, especially now that the gas is cheap. Oh, here a rice burner in the distance.
Hello.
Yep, you're here.
Making sure.
Hello.
In reality,
Testing 1, 2.
Hey, hey. I gotta be quiet
okay. Why?
because my boy is sleeping next door.
Next door.
Okay.
In the other house?
No. In the other room.
Oh, I'll email you some links here. I'm frozen.
You're frozen?
How
Oh,
cold were you at?
oh, the dog bones. Yeah, we get them frozen. Sorry, brain fart, guys.
Oh,
Or raw. Yeah. Cow femurs and knuckles.
oh the big bones.
Yep, they sit there all day doing that. Yeah, they do. But they come in here and stink.
Those are fun. My brother and I, when we were kids, we used to play swords with those things, with the femur bones. But they were usually bleached white by then.
What do you got, reality?
I'm about to send her some.
I'm the link sharer from Giggles. I'm behind the scene.
Very much appreciated, sis.
Anytime.
Okay, I emailed her some like short clips. That one about their son, you guys got to see that.
Cool.
Something flew right through it.
Flew through the sun?
That's what it looks like. And then there was a plane. Oh, I can't even explain it. It's just really cool. And then it's like the sun is not 93 million miles away, you know?
It isn't?
No.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, that's a little too far-fetched. Too convenient. Too much of a coincidence. We don't believe in that.
Oh, thank you, Kat. This is it right here.
Good night, Red Road Homestead. Take care.
Nice. Good night, Red Road. Much love, sister.
Good night, Red Road.
You have to keep your mic open. Kat. We can't hear it.
Oops.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What happened?
My microphone was off, so you couldn't hear anything. I forgot.
Oh, okay. See that, Richard?
Hold on. Somehow I got lost here. Wait a
It
minute.
just passed the top left, didn't it?
Yeah. I just got lost. What the heck just happened here?
I need to see that again.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Okay, there we go. Whew, I almost lost it. Okay.
Can you rewind it a little bit, Kat, please? Thank you.
What time about?
So they can see it going through the sun again.
Okay. And you notice the clouds as
I
well?
missed it.
Watch the clouds. If the sun is that far, watch the
And
cloud.
why
I
are the
don't even have
clouds
to say it.
Why are the clouds behind us?
Uh-huh. And if it's that
Get
thick.
that a lot.
Why are
Right.
they behind the moon?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
It's because it's all simulated.
Uh-huh.
It's all local. It's all local.
And even a plasma, you see the cloud going behind when it's like really thick. And I'm trying to see where it went. Oh yeah, there it is. I see it.
It seems like when there's no sunspots, it's easier to see it. But when we have sunspots, it's harder to see the clouds behind the sun for some reason. What the heck? What? Wow. I enlarged my screen to see that. That was trippy. Good thing I'm sober.
Did you see what it left coming?
Yeah. It left the plane fart when it came through.
Something.
Did something. It was almost like if it was that close to that ball of light, it interacted with it and pulled something from it.
I don't know about flying through a light bulb, though.
No.
I think more like a angle. It looks like it more like an angle, not through, but an angle.
It was just weird how it left that trail in the back of it once it went the outside edge of it.
Look at that.
Yeah, they didn't have enough helium to keep it up high, so it's down low in the clouds.
You know those X's that they catch once in a while? We see them a lot on our neighbor's garage at a certain time of day.
Really?
If it's not sprayed up. Yeah, we should do a video about that. Yeah, Toby will make a video for you guys.
Cool.
Yeah, I need to dump video too because I've got it recorded from 2018 at my younger brother's house. It bounced off his windows to the neighbors. And I recorded it. Weird.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
the sun thing.
One
Whoops.
sneaky dating tactic.
I will be quiet.
Dating tactic.
Yeah, the sun, like how it went, it looks like it was going like an angle, not quite in the actual sun, but an angle. It's almost like it went in front of it, but it was so bright that you can see the actual plane.
Yep.
I believe that's what it was, really. But could fool anybody.
Not us.
Uh-huh. And that's another thing too. That's funny, yeah, because I flew before, and when I saw the sun and everything over the clouds and stuff, and I'm like, I always question myself, but always brush it off. I think it was the brainwash situation. Was what's going on with me. Okay, so let's have fun with this one. I know that one giggles. That's funny. And it's sad at the same time.
Isn't it?
That one.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Joe Pesci. You can't hear us well?
I can now. But the other
Okay.
one, no. Before. That is ridiculous.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Tucker.
Yeah, most of them are pretty short.
So then 1, 2, 3.
Can you believe that?
I know.
It's getting ridiculous.
I know. Oops, where am I going there? Oh, yeah. Oops, where'd it go? Sorry, guys.
Hey, I see a compass.
A compass?
A compass.
Uh-huh. Am I thing? Yeah. Oops. Not this one. Whoops, no, hold on a second. Hold on, let's go. This one? That's one we had before. Oh, my dog just ripped one.
What does it smell like?
You don't want to know. I can describe it. It is one of the worst. Oh. It's like, especially when the bum is right close to my face, I almost eat it. That's disgusting. Don't die now.
Does the dog eat beans?
It eats everything. They eat everything. It's so sad. Okay, let's go.
Cat,
Yes.
the one that you were at before with the
Uh-huh.
promotion,
Uh-huh.
that would go good with the mask because it's really short.
Oh, okay. I'll do that then.
These people are shaming this person and kicking him out of the store for not wearing a mask.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Nuts.
Get out!
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's what we have to look forward to if we don't wear a mask.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to look forward to it.
Me too.
Isn't that too bad?
Just imagine when there's no food.
Yeah. I know.
That's made quick.
I'd be like, hey, remember the girl or the guy, like, you know, the girl that you threw out that didn't have a mask? I got the food. And you don't. I would share regardless. But anyways, let's go.
This world is not what you think it is. This world is not what you think it is.
Here's the completely horrible part. Here's the point that so many people miss. They see numbers thrown out there. They see percentages. At first, they saw mortality rates like 4.7. That was a lie from the beginning. This is not controversial. All of the experts have backtracked and said, oh, it's way more prevalent. It's way more all over the place. Way more people have had it, which means the mortality rate is way lower. Initially, they were just measuring the number of people who were sick enough to go get tested, and then the percentage of those who died. And they were talking about that as if it's a mortality rate. And some of us immediately said, well, what about all the people who didn't bother to get tested? Like who had it, but didn't go into the hospital to get tested. Sure enough, the studies in New York, the studies in California, all over the mainstream news, studies in prisons, studies on Navy ships, more and more it's springing up all over the place that they find, oh, this is already way more widespread than we thought. Way more people have already had it, and a lot of them never had symptoms or had minimal symptoms, never bothered to get tested. Which means the mortality rate is tiny compared to the initial reports. But what I'm about to say doesn't even depend on what the mortality rate says, and it doesn't depend on taking anybody's word for it. This is based on what the experts are saying about the whole reason for social distancing, which was to lower that curve. Now, if you are under the impression that when they throw out a percentage, it means like if 1% or 0.1% or whatever it is, if they say 1% mortality rate, if you think that means that you can flip a coin and if it comes up 1 in 100, oh no, I'm gonna die. That's not how it works. That's not how statistics works. That's not how disease works. That's not how they ever work. And the media has reported over and over again in Italy and Spain and the US, all over the place, the vast majority of deaths caused by COVID-19 are in patients with compromised immune systems. If you are young and healthy, your chance of dying of this thing is statistically just about zero. And the media loves to fish around to try to find a story here and there. Well, here's a young person who died of it. And they, fished so hard that they were dishonest and had to retract some of them. For whatever reason, COVID-19 is very, very nice to infants and children compared to even the common flu. Way more children and infants die of the flu every year than this. I don't know why. I don't know what the mechanism is that's different, but COVID-19, statistically speaking, is not a significant threat to children and babies, thankfully. Lots of things are, but not this. Now, if you can say, well, over here, there's one story. If you find one person in 328 million who died of something, is that sad? Yeah. Is that a bummer? Yeah. Is that statistically something that everybody else should be scared of? No, that's ridiculous. There are literally 20 other things that are way more likely to be a threat to your child or your baby or yourself if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s. All of this is in the media, but most people just look at the death numbers and they go, it's going to kill us. But back to the point, here is the main point I want to sink in, because this has been right in your face for days, and almost nobody has noticed, apparently. None of the people out there I see wearing masks and standing 6 feet apart and doing all this. At no point did the government ever claim that standing 6 feet apart and wearing masks and staying home and shutting down businesses would reduce the number of people who get this disease. I'm going to repeat that. Please pay attention. This is important. At no point did they claim that any of those measures would actually reduce the number of people who get this disease. And they're right. It won't. You've heard flattening the curve, and no doubt you've seen that picture. An arch that goes like this and an arch that goes like that. The area under the two arches is the same. That means they are expecting the same number of people to get this. All of those measures were designed only to slow down the rate of spread of the disease, not to actually limit the spread and how many people get it. When you see signs out there that said, help stop the spread of COVID-19, that is a lie. And every one of the experts has explained over and over again, the point here is not to stop the spread of this. That is impossible. It's way too late. It's utterly impossible. All of these measures from their own mouths, all of these measures were intended only to slow down the spread of it with the goal of not overwhelming hospitals. That was it. If you think you're wearing a mask so you don't get it, that was never why they said to wear a mask. After they said not to wear a mask, because they were all saying that first. None of this, standing 6 feet apart, staying home, none of that was going to keep you from getting it. Ever. They never claimed it was. They never pretended it was. It was just to delay you or a whole bunch of people getting it. They've been open about that the whole time, and almost everybody's apparently missed it. Down all over the place. What I just described, all the things happening in the US, well, some of them, there's more than that, negative ramifications of these ridiculous solutions, the US is going to get the easy brunt of it. The rest of the world, the mainstream media is already reporting this. The rest of the world is going to see millions of people starving to death from the solutions. And the idiotic media is saying, oh, COVID-19 is going to cause this famine. No, it's not. Government shutdowns destroying the economy are going to cause millions of people to die. It isn't this stupid virus. You look in India, they're not even up to 1,000 deaths in a population of 1 point whatever billion people. But the shutdowns are destroying the economy. And there's a bunch of people over there saying, we're going to be starved. We're literally going to be starved. There's people starving in India on a daily basis anyway. So all those bad, effects that I was just talking about in the US, that's going to be easy. That's going to be gentle. Yeah, tens of thousands of people are going to die from these solutions in the US. It's going to be way worse than that in the rest of the world.
We lose sound.
Somehow the sound got
I'd like to
lost.
start with a quote by Ronald Reagan. A lot of them obviously are very wise.
There it
Freedom
is.
is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same.
Look at that little girl, Mom.
It's taken a big toll on our family, how upset I am about not having a choice to poison them or not.
Now, 5G technology and its impact on our health, combined with an unprecedented invasion of our civil and constitutional rights,
Stand back. Okay? Or what? Stand back. Threaten me and
to tracking and face recognition applications. Personal vaccinations with chip, digital money, and elimination of cash. Deployment of abusive power by governments limiting our ability to move, travel, socialize, or simply earn a living. Imposition of heavy fines and possibly arrests for acts of civil disobedience in defiance of draconian and unconstitutional policies under the false pretext of this or any future fake pandemics.
We are banning 1,500 models and variants of these firearms.
Evil
Creation of
face.
a welfare state through an implementation of a minimum income guarantee in defiance of principles of economics and Western principles, and at the expense of the future generations, leading to a complete collapse of Canada's economy, plus overbearing role of government as big brother. With shekels, count the shekels. There are just few samples of what WHO, CDC, central banksters, big pharma, and New World Order gangsters was the civil incarnates of the Rothschilds, Bill Gates, George Soros, Clintons, Rockefellers, and their respective semi-criminal foundations, along with Fauci, Birx, Teresa Tam, have been able to accomplish in just short few months.
this is not what's written in our constitution. We have a freedom of choice, no mandatory vaccines, open our cities. There is no justification for this lockdown. They're keeping liquor stores open and they lock PC parks. That doesn't make any sense.
They couldn't do it alone. To be successful in this genocidal enterprise, they needed lobbyists, mainstream media, politicians, corrupted scientists and researchers, and finally the trolls and gullible little soldiers aiding and abetting in this civil assault on our civilization. You could call them pawns or useful fools. A lot of them, equipped with intelligence and higher education, intentionally bought into the hoax and became globalists, very important, educated idiots, aka propagandists. So Leonardo da Vinci once famously said, there are three classes of people: those who see when they are shown, and those who don't see.
Oh, then Dick.
Normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population.
The blind ones are the enablers of this hoax. The criminals like Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Tam would not be able to accomplish anything if millions of us stood up against this genocidal abuse of power and authority. Either way, we all have become the victims, collateral damage, or cannon foders. In this country, Justin Trudeau, a corrupted, uneducated, spoiled narcissist in pursuit of his shallow legacy that would obscure his pathetic inability to lead a nation, is aligning himself with Bill Gates, Al Gore, and other opportunistic, sleazy, evil profiteers pretending to heal the planet. Justin Trudeau, due to his limited intellectual ability to process information without his corrupted advisors like Dr. Tam, will destroy this country for the higher cause of saving the world.
Normality, as it was before, will not come back full on until we get a vaccine for this. And as you say, that could be a very long way off.
Prime examples would be the pathetic support for his global warming hoax, the CO2 emission.
Good night, Toby. Take care.
Wasting billions of taxpayers' dollars on corrupted countries through morally broke, discredited, and demoralized United Nations.
Yeah,
I
good
have
night,
no
Toby.
doubt that we are in
Yeah,
the
I'm
most
probably gonna
critical
pull it
time
right
of our
now
life.
too. I've been
Win or lose,
retired.
the outcome will be the most consequential for us, our families,
I gotta
and
get up at
future
2:30
generations.
anyway and do my rounds, so
This
I
will
may
be
get a
our
few hours.
legacy. It's them
Quick
against us.
cat nap and then
The
jump back
concept
up.
of freedom and truth that's followed humans.
So
Okay,
thanks
Richard.
for having me up here, guys. And everybody take care in chat.
And of the letter have never been more
Thanks,
important.
Richard.
So, yep. Thanks for having me up here.
The layers of
Good
life.
night, giggles, reality, keys.
Good night.
It shines and it pushes and it lasts forever.
Who else we got? Ann, Toby,
It's learned.
Buried Axeblade,
Freedom is priceless. It comes without
Odds.
fight. It's probably not a freedom. Remember,
Small
the only
boots,
real freedom is fear, and the
Good
only
though.
real freedom is freedom.
Good night,
All right,
Richard.
guys. I'll
Good night,
I'll
brother.
catch you guys later. If I
Take
wake
care.
up at 2:30 and you guys are still on here, I'll jump back on. All right,
I-
thanks. Good night.
Okay, good night.
Depend on that.
They're gonna lock you down. You lose your job. You lose your source of income. Homelessness, depression, separation. They get healthy people against healthy people. Now they want to force the vaccine. What is the vaccine? Who proved the vaccine? Some guy who can't even protect his Microsoft against virtual vaccine. Now he's claiming he wants to protect humanity from real virus. There is no such a thing.
Oh, Bates Motel has a price on his head.
They are.
It's just a matter of time before all nations snap.
That's what they want.
Yep.
When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. They who can give up essential liberty to obtain little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. The only thing to fear is fear itself. Right. So, for myself, I'd rather die free standing here than live in shackles on my knees.
In the end, we win. So we stand, and we will not down, and we will be courageous, and we will stand for truth. God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is the beginning. This is how it happened. This is what I heard from my grandparents, my parents. This is the start of the dictatorship of authoritarian state. This can't happen in Canada. What is it? This is not Canada anymore. Speak up, people. Wake up. Do the right thing. Do the right choices. You have to. Your integrity. You have to. Whatever job you have to take the choice right now and be a good guy.
Where are all the real men? Where are all the real men in the UK with balls, with a backbone, with a bit of pride and self-respect and dignity and a respect for their own rights and freedoms and those of their families and those of others? Why are men not standing up, calling this thing out and resisting it in their mass numbers, as they should be?
All right.
All righty then.
Yeah, definitely. There's another
We
thing.
were
Oops.
just attacked.
They're going to be putting the 5G on for sure. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And they're going to drop the malaria on us because they're removing that medication, those remedies that cures it.
You think so?
Well, yeah, because they're removing all that remedy that cures it.
Hello, my friends.
So that could be a possibility that could be dropped on us. And if not, don't mark my word for it. But the remedy that they've taken out, I can't pronounce the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Thank you.
Yep.
And that cures malaria.
Do you think it's possible that it did give malaria? I think they use it for lupus too, supposedly.
That's
Right.
So
wait, is that a pharmaceutical?
What?
Yeah,
Stuff you're talking about?
that's what I mean. I heard someone talking because I think both my uncles caught malaria in the Korean War, and I don't know if they gave them that drug. They probably did. I don't know.
Or they're pretending to removing it and then put it back on, and this is how we're gonna get it. I don't know how. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, but there's something going on that's gonna make it where it's gonna play a role somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like very something very sinister behind. Well, everything is sinister behind everything that they're doing, but like to watch, to really keep an eye on.
You
It's the
know,
receivers.
the thing with 5G is people's cognitive dissonance is they just think that, well, we've always had these cell towers and this and that, but they don't research
No.
the dangers of it. It's basically a military weapon.
Yes. From the 50s.
Yeah, it goes way back.
When they get all that online everywhere the way they want it, and they're fast tracking it with the fiber optics and everything else, it's checkmate if they get that finished.
Okay, I think we were here, right? Yeah. Next, yeah.
I'm back with some interesting stuff. First of all, thanks for all the nice comments on my last video. Sadly, YouTube deleted the video already. Inappropriate content. I hope you guys downloaded it. Censorship is getting very bad. I will be careful not to use certain words in this video. So in this video, I will not say this word or this. I'm pretty sure there is a big link between those two, but seems like many people don't want to believe that. You are one of those people that thinks that every conspiracy theory is just a bunch of bullshit, and you believe the words of your mainstream media and government without doing any research by yourself? I got some good stuff for you today. Let's look into some government documents. Maybe you will believe those. They are written by scientists in white coats, so they must be true, right? Let's start with Project Pisa, which was a part of Project Pandora. In 1962, the CIA discovered that the US Embassy in Moscow was bombarded with electromagnetic radiation. The signal was composed of several frequencies. The Pandora project was intended to investigate and gather data on this Russian experiment. The embassy personnel was not informed of the existence of this beam or of the Pandora project, because your government doesn't give a shit about you. These are declassified documents of Project Bizarre. It says, the central nervous system of primates has been penetrated directly or indirectly by non-thermal modulated microwave radiation at power density levels from 4 milliwatts down to 1 milliwatts per square centimeter. The tests so far have established that the central nervous system was disrupted directly or indirectly after exposure to low-level non-thermal 4 to 5 milliwatts modulated S-band microwave radiation for periods between 10 and 19 days. So let's see what is S-band microwave radiation. The S-band is part of the electromagnetic spectrum covering frequencies from 2 to 4 GHz. So it's like Wi-Fi. On the next page I found this. The Soviets have reported in the open literature that humans subjected to low-level modulated microwave radiation show adverse clinical and physiological effects. The ARPA test results have demonstrated the feasibility of causing adverse biological effects on the central nervous system of primates. The potential of exerting a degree of control on human behavior by low-level selectively modulated microwave radiation should be investigated for potential weapon applications. Please understand that these documents are from 1967, and if a government hears the word weapon, for sure they will keep researching. This was just the start. So this is pretty good proof from your government that shows us that electromagnetic radiation can harm us in many ways. And this was only the early start of this research. It gets much more interesting when you start using millimeter waves. There is much more. I found many more documents. Let me show you some more stuff. This document is called The Invisible Third World War. Electromagnetic Mind Control, the Moscow Video. Protected by the general public's unwillingness to believe that such things can actually happen, Soviet forces have been beaming invisible microwave radiation at Americans for more than 20 years, mysteriously triggering cancer, heart problems, cataracts, and emotional stress. It's another interesting document to read. I'm gonna put links to all of these documents in the video description. So let me explain a little bit about modulated waves for those of you who don't understand. According to most of these documents, electromagnetic radiation has little or no effect on humans when it's a static signal. This means sending out a certain signal on a frequency and not changing it. But as soon as you start to change the signal, like in these waveforms for example, it is now a modulated wave. And in my understanding, I could be wrong about this, but all electromagnetic radiation these days are using modulated waves. It is required to be able to send data, and it's happening on more and more frequencies each day. But now we are going to the next level by opening up all frequencies up to 19 kHz. The things you can do with microwaves is pretty insane. The microwave auditory effect, also known as the microwave hearing effect, consists of the human perception of audible clicks or even speech induced by pulsed or modulated radio frequencies. That's right, you can record an audio message, transform it into radio frequencies and beam it into someone's head. This has been used by governments around the world to mind control people or to make them go insane.
Voice to skull.
Let's continue with another CIA document. The effects of electromagnetic radiation on biological systems. This is from 1993. At present, a significant body of evidence have been collected on the ability of microwave in the millimeter range to bring about biological effects, including those on cellular level. It has been found that microwaves can influence the process of gene expression. And if you continue reading the document, it will explain that it can even alter your DNA. So, is this the reason why we need faster internet? I don't want it. Here is another document from 1977. Morphological, functional, and biochemical studies conducted in humans and animals revealed that millimeter waves caused changes in the body manifested in structural alterations in the skin and internal organs, qualitative and quantitative changes of the blood and bone marrow composition, and changes of the conditioned reflex activity, tissue respiration, activity of enzymes participating in the process of tissue respiration and nucleic metabolism. The degree of unfavorable effect of millimeter waves depended on the duration of the radiation and individual characteristics of the organism. Man, it's pretty crazy stuff, right? Our governments are telling us that this radiation in the air is safe for us, but at the same time they have these documents that prove it's not. And there are lots of documents, I'm only picking out a few. Let's do one more. This is a document about an experiment they did with rats. A modulated electromagnetic field as a factor of selective influence upon the mechanism of goal-orientated behavior in animals. What they did is, they set up a cage where there is food on one side, behind a brass-grating floor to which they could apply voltage. The rats could avoid the grated floor by going around it. First they released the rats a few times so that they knew where to find the food, and then they added voltage so that when the rats tried to get directly to the food, they would get shocked. After 2 or 3 times, the rats figured out that they needed to go around the grating to get the food. Then they repeated the test while radiating the rats with modulated radio waves. In the first 5 to 20 minutes, the rats experienced a disturbance in the avoidance situation, meaning they got shocked more and more trying to get to the food. Also, the reaction time became significantly lower. When they exposed the rats to the radiation for longer periods of time, they even stopped trying to get to the food. They stopped moving and even stopped swallowing food when it was inserted in their mouth. They didn't die, but they needed 24 days to recover from this. Sounds safe, these modulated radio waves. I think it would be a good idea to put antennas radiating electromagnetic signals all over the place. Not only on a big tower somewhere in your town, but also on street lights, in your car, next to your bed, everywhere. Oh wait, they are doing that right now. They are hiding it in fake coconut trees, inside of church towers, or in so many other sneaky places. So not only do they know where you are, they can also see you in your house now. You can use radio waves to see through walls. I explained it in my previous deleted video. And how awesome is it when your government can beam words into your head? I bet they will be words like, be careful, eat vegetables, take your vitamins. Stuff like that. That's why the government are doing this. They care so much about us, they want to give us a better life. A new world order and a world full of happy zombies. Anyway, this video is full of government information, so it's very important. Please share it as much as you can, or download it and mirror it, do anything you like with it. I will re-upload my previous video and this video on my BitChute account soon. Thanks to everyone for watching, you are all awesome.
Yep.
It is, and
They did it in 1918 to 1920.
they sure did.
So why not do it again?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it make you wonder how many people that they, you know?
That's right, about 4
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Continue, my friend. I was just making it ready.
You know, because they
printing press.
Oh, come on. Sorry about that. I'm not touching it anymore.
they lie about the numbers. You know, they lie about everything.
Oh yeah. You know, and for many, many years, they've been doing this to targeted individuals. They've been the canaries in the coal mine, per se, but everybody's going to be targeted. Everybody.
Yeah.
They can put voices in your head, everything. It's all real.
Oh yeah. And it's they've been doing this for years, but now they're getting stronger because the technology is getting better and better and smaller and easier to hide and stronger in power. And more people
And
are brainwashed, or they're working for them, little puppets.
exactly. And that's a main reason why they need your DNA is because it's perfected then to get you anywhere. They put your DNA in that quantum computer,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. Anywhere you go where this crap is,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's why the testing is becoming mandatory, because they want to make sure they have your DNA, they have all your name and everything.
Exactly.
And where they're getting the testing from, your up in your nose, they're poking in something, so I'm sure they're bleeding you a little bit too, obviously.
It certainly doesn't look pleasant.
That's crazy. It's like that clown that, you know, that pulled up to my place here and dropped a box off for that
Stool sample?
yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people saying that that's going on.
And
what?
And
Yeah.
you can look it up online, and you know, when you go to Google or whatever, and people are complaining that, you know, some insurance companies don't even pay for it, and it's $649. Guess what? I still have the box unopened. I have a letter, and I saved voicemails and text messages, and I even called them and told them that I knew what they were doing. But I found out that it was the doctor's office, the owner of this doctor's office that I go to. I haven't been there in a while, but he just went ahead and ordered it without my consent.
Mhm.
You know, I even did that video on there. You've probably seen it.
Mhm. I remember you talking about it too.
Yeah, all the numerology, the
Mhm.
doctors that are involved in it, everything. We're talking Illuminati and Masons. That's all it is.
Indeed. Want your DNA.
Yep. And I thought, yeah, I'll just get like 3 different dogs poop, you know, and mix it up and just put it in there.
That would be hilarious.
And then I thought, well, if I do that, then they
Yep.
will charge my insurance company, see?
Mhm.
So that's why I didn't do anything.
No doubt.
What is the name of that thing again? Do you remember?
Can't never remember.
Mhm. Yeah, some dude drove up in some old beat up van and just sit it out the side the door and left.
Wow.
He wouldn't even look at me.
Bet. Jeez.
Yep.
Hi, Steve's mom.
Giggle said hi.
Oh, hi, Giggles.
Oh, it's good to hear your voice.
I like
How you
listening
doing?
to all of you.
Aw.
Oh, thank you.
My mom stays pretty quiet, even when she's on the Fed book. You know,
I don't blame her.
she doesn't get involved into anything, but she watches. She just doesn't comment or, you know.
Sometimes those are the best people, the
You know
watchers.
what I mean?
Definitely.
She's better off that way. Me, I'm a different story, so.
You don't say. You know, Key, you're making me laugh, and I have to be quiet there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know I've got a target on my head, and it doesn't matter.
Same here.
I don't have any fear. Whatever. I'll put those boots on anytime and go out there and take care of business. I don't care.
Same
Doesn't
here.
bother me none.
And you're
can't-
right, Annie.
I can't believe they. I mean, right after I started the stream, there's another fire. This is like the 6th fire now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I bet they're going to be doing something like that too. Because last few days we've had really, really high wind, no rain, and everything's dry.
Too. Yep. That's what keeps them fires moving.
Yeah. Keys, I was going to ask you, is there something particular going on the border in Arizona there?
You mean like southern?
Mm-hmm.
Not to my knowledge. I mean, except for what Cheeto Man said, you know, where he said he was gonna send ships and over there for what did he say? For the drug, the cartel, or I don't know what he said. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because
Remember?
our own, yep, I do remember the drugs cartels or whatever. But our only federal officer that we have in our area is getting called down there to Arizona for 2 weeks.
Really?
I found that out today, and it's Toby's best friend, and I was like, what? Why? Border Patrol, supposedly. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Really?
And he's the only one here. So I don't get it.
So is he like in charge of something where you live, or?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Federal
was
wildlife.
pounding the pavement. That was 2018, wasn't it? When I chased that fire? Oh, man. I mean, this fire was huge east of us. They had roads shut down, and I was right in the thick of it where I could hardly breathe. The smoke was so thick. I was up there filming. Ran up on 2 federal law enforcement officers just sitting in their truck. They were parked next to each other. And I pulled up behind them. And I turned around. And he turned his lights on. And he was backing up to me as I was pulling away. I'm like, what? You gonna follow me in reverse? Really?
Wow.
So I stopped and I got out, and he's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm out here filming. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, they just sit there and they watch it burn.
Wow.
You know, and I'm thinking to myself, why can't you guys like help or something, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of that this summer. Fires, dams, tornadoes, hurricanes.
Earthquakes.
Oh yes.
There's
Can't
so
forget
much
that.
stuff going on.
There was a video with the fire, forest fire, where this guy was showing where they were planting some kind of conduit on the underground, and they were setting it up on fire. It would sparkle itself, and that's how the fire would start.
An accelerant?
Yeah, it's an accelerant that was in a special conduit where they just could do it remotely, start that fire up.
That wouldn't surprise me because that'd be very simple, you know?
Hmm. And the guy was walking into afterwards when the burn fire was done and extinguished, and he was walking around and dig those conduit pieces up. And he says, "Look, I'm not lying. This is all charcoal, and I'm going to turn it over. And there's the skeleton of the ground to the conduit, and this is where it was. And this is and it says something on it that it looks like a conduit, but it has something in it that was start the fire, like some kind of powder, but it was with a electric cord inside. I'm not explaining that very well. This is my best of my knowledge of remembrance, but that would cause the sparkle to happen and the powder to start and the fire to go.
You know what really helped me wake up is investigating those fires in California that started on, what was it, November 8th, 18?
Yeah,
Paradise.
that could have. Yeah, I think it had something to do with the fire in the United States, but I can't remember. I would have to find that video again.
My heart giggles. I know this because I did the gematria on it, and so did some other people. 118118 equals death in Jewish. You know? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. You know, the holy fire, I remember watching that where they showed this guy. His name was Forrest Clark. And they said he started the holy fire. And the guy that they showed in jail with his female attorney was a completely different person. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Do that all the time.
Let me know, guys, when you're ready for me to spark another video.
Fire it up.
All right.
Cool.
Of our Hong Kong edition was visited by. Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. On Inauguration Day 2017, it's likely that not 1 in 100,000 Americans was thinking about Russia. It was the last thing most people were thinking about. The Cold War had ended peacefully more than 25 years before. Moscow was no longer America's main strategic rival as it had been for 50 years. Russia had been downgraded instead to the status of a regional power consumed with disputes with obscure places like Ukraine. In the American media, there were more stories about Russian alcoholism than there were about Russian ICBMs. But in the White House in Washington that morning, Russia was very much the main topic. It was January 20th, the last day of the Obama administration. Outgoing National Security Advisor Susan Rice sat down at her desk to write her final memo. Rice described the presidential transition, which had been underway for months.
Did the video
Then
skip?
she wrote this. During a meeting 2 weeks before.
Pardon?
Did the video skip?
Is that possible? I didn't think that was the right video. Huh? Hold on.
Who's it from?
Well, I
The
think
video.
that was from.
Sounded like it.
Oh, never mind. I got the wrong link here. Sorry, sis.
That's okay. I was like, I don't think I shared that one.
Yeah, I didn't think you did either. That we already see this one, so never mind. Hold on, I'll go back to trying to remember now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one.
Oh, we played all the videos?
Yeah.
What
I
about
think
the
so.
Geo one?
Let me see. Is this one is the who?
The Geostorm.
Oh no, not a new
This
AI
one?
troll.
Do you see it?
Mm-mm.
I see something on the screen, buffering, sort of, or something.
Yeah, we see them all.
It's trying.
Oops, hold on.
Well, while you bring that link, I'll go look really quick because there was I know one more that would have been nice. Be right back.
Keep your eyes open for Banana
Okay,
Rama.
yeah, go ahead, hon. A who?
The name is Banana Rama. One word. It shows a banana avatar.
Okay.
Loved it.
And so where am I supposed to keep an eye on this key? I'm sorry.
Well, you'll probably see it around
Okay.
in the community.
Okay.
Because they always say the same thing because robots don't really know how to say too many words, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And keep your eye on the Logan. And
Would you like
music.
to be friends?
Yes.
Loved it.
There's a Logan, and there's a
Yes.
music as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now this one's a banana.
A banana. Okay.
At least I think it's fake.
Now it is because when I went to their just to check out their website. Okay, she sent me more. I'm not sure if that's where she sent. Oh, she sent this on this one. Okay, because I got another. Okay, that's another one. I went to one of their website and it looks weird. Like it doesn't like you can't see the subscriber, but it's like video, but they like the music one, for example, is different music, but it's like you know when you get a computer, for example, and you have the music that's attached to it for your like if you want to download videos or put the videos together. It was kind of like that. So that's why I knew it was not real. She sent me another one. Oh, there it is.
Tim and Todd.
Hey, folks, I want to get into the corruption.
Oops. I'll wait till the sister is back.
Jamie. He needs to turn his microphone down. You notice that?
Oh yeah.
He's overmodulated.
All right. I'm going to fire the puppy up.
Okay.
Hey, folks, I want to get into the corruption of the corporations, National Institute of Health, CDC, and all the players that are mandating, making laws, rules, ordinances, orders, obedience guidelines, social distancing, social tracing, measuring the curve flattening, etc., etc. This chart, share it with everybody. So it looks like we should be saying that the COVID is getting rid of cancer, getting rid of heart disease, accidents, stroke, flu, Alzheimer's, etc. Because look at the average over the past 5 years of these killer diseases, but the COVID has eliminated almost 80% of it. 80% of cancer, heart disease has been eliminated by COVID. It's been replaced by the COVID virus allegedly, but
there's no shootings.
Hey, isn't that pretty great that the COVID virus is eliminating everything else? So once we get rid of the COVID virus, we should be healthier than others, according to the officials at the cdc.gov where this CDC tracking comes from. So in your face. And now the Center for Depopulation Control guidelines for reopening of schools they just announced yesterday. So these are guidelines, some 60 pages. The new normal as they're spreading the new term, which we do not accept. We do not use the new normal. This is not going to last. We must stop it now or forever and a day. This will be the new rules from our rulers. Why do they rule with rulers? Because they measure us to see how obedient and compliant we'll be. So if you're over 2, you're going to have to wear a mask. You're not going to be able to share supplies. There's no gym. There's no art. There's no socializing at recess. You must bring your lunches in. Take out your excess garbage yourself. Disinfecting constantly. Routine cleaning and disinfection. Individual cubbies, labeled containers. No sharing. No sharing. 6 feet apart, which means you're going to have double the number of school sizes at least, staggered school starts. 1 child per seat on the school bus, skips rows between riders, and install sneeze guards, partitions, one-way routes and hallways, tape on sidewalks and walls to ensure kids stay 6 feet apart. No shared spaces, including cafeterias and playgrounds. The plan is to have the children sitting in their desk all freaking day long, including their lunches, only prepackaged boxes or bags of food instead of hot lunches. Physical barriers or screens between sinks and bathrooms. And also there's going to be a bathroom monitor that when you do get to leave your desk, because you have to go to the bathroom, the child will be escorted by a monitor to the bathrooms to make sure you wash your hands. I'm not kidding. This is all part of the plan. No field trips, assemblies, no gym, no children stay with the same staff all day, no switching groups or teachers, stagger student arrival and departure times, if possible, delay health and temperature checks, and then play out this scenario. Your child's at this new Beyond Orwellian program they're initiating here, and once somebody in the school comes down with a COVID virus, allegedly, even though 80% of the tests are false positive, guess what they do to your children? They quarantine.
Sorry, guys, my cat just jumped on my keyboard.
Your children. They will not let them go home to you because they're setting up quarantine centers for children's folks, and they're not going to let you go to your children. They're going to keep them, and they're going to tell you that that's because your children may come home and infect you. So we have to take your children. And if you don't know already, this is just a small partial list of big pharma and the collusion with the quote unquote health and safety of the people. And you can see the National Security Council. She used to be a VP at Pfizer. Big pharma's all over the place, leaving Pfizer, going to be legislations assistant to Boxer, Medicare Regulatory Affairs, U.S. Department of Bush, former CEO of pharma. Pfizer went on to be a New York Federal Reserve Bank member. And you can see the collusion going on between the pharmaceutical companies and the political side of things that make the rules, the laws, the registrations, and the obedience compliance that's coming out of this now, because they're all looking out for only one interest, theirs. And this is just an example, there's more, but Clarence Thomas worked at Monsanto as an attorney for 4 years, and then he became Supreme Court Justice. Remember the gal that's tried to speak up about the sexual allegations against him, and she was silenced during his court hearing? I think her name was Anita Baker. And did you know that the CDC is a private corporation, an independent agency corporation that owns over 20 vaccine patents? It sells and makes about $4.5 billion every year. They're for profit, and they're regulating when and if in mandatory shots. Former CDC head Tom Friedman arrested in New York, accused of groping. They're all part of the Epstein Island crew, folks, all of them. This is how they get initiated. And they're pumping the prime. This is from Forbes today, Forbes.com, and they're following through on the knucklehead Dushowitz comments that mandatory vaccines are legal. And here they're setting the table. If you refuse to be vaccinated, the state has the power literally to take you to a doctor's office and plunge a needle in your arm. Really. State has the power, Dushowitz. Try it. He's a Harvard law professor. Yeah, he's also a scumbag who represents pedophiles. He's also Trump's attorney, protected him from all the charges of pedophilia against Trump, and that's why Trump won't release his tax records, because he and Jeffrey Epstein were buddies, best buddies. American Medical Association Journal of Ethics, quote unquote, explored the mandate in the SARS pandemic. 100 years prior, we have precedent in the Supreme Court, Jacobson versus Massachusetts, that each state's, quote, police power, quote, gives the state authority to enact health laws of every description, including quarantine and vaccination laws, quote, to protect its citizens. Doesn't mean it's safe, doesn't mean if we have a choice. You are seriously impairing the health of others, so we must take you down. So This is they're setting the table for mandatory vaccinations. And those of you who say, well, Trump didn't say that. Well, Mr. Flip-Flop himself will say whatever the cue card tells him to say, you freaking Trumpettes and you Qs and all you COVIDiotas who want to believe someone on a screen is going to make it all better for you that you never meet and never going to know. Wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Here, Mr. Fraudchi here. You know, here he is getting the Knights of Malta. See the red cross here? Knights of Malta sign by the President Bush. He served 5 presidents, folks. He's been in the background, just being primed and prompt for this moment. This is in 2014 with the Ebola. This is in 2014 talking to Obama, y'all. This is, you know, and he's a Jesuit. He went to Jesuit school. So did Trump. He went to Fordham. So did Clinton. He went to Georgetown. I mean, wake up, folks. It's being run by the religious faction who wants to take away your rights. This guy, let me show you up here how far back he goes. 6 presidents. Why do they have him in there? Just for this moment. This is how long they prep and prepare for this time right now. This is their hand they're playing. And you can see him way back when he's been put in the power base, 2003, 2005, 2007. Getting the picture? There's more.
Sure do.
So there's an article just came out, I think today, why you can't trust the FDA, the WHO, the CDC, the AAP, Merck. You can't trust any of them. Why would you trust them when they don't care about you? This is actually from 2019. So the FDA receives 45% of its annual budget from the pharmaceutical industry. Private-public partnerships, PPGs they're called. And these private-public partnerships, maybe they're called PPPs, but it's how they control everything and fund everything. You know, Gates is like the second biggest funder of the World Health Organization. Gets roughly 50% of its budget from private sources, including big pharma and allied foundations. It's a vaccine company, owns 56 patents, and buys and distributes $6.5 billion in vaccines through the Vaccines for Children program. Oh, because they care about your children. American Pediatrics derives a majority of its outside contributions, more than $25 million a year, from the pharmaceutical companies that make vaccines. CDC head Julie Gerberding left her government job to become Merck's $5 billion a year vaccine division to run it. Merck's CEO understandably described Gerberding as an ideal choice. She held that position until 2014 and now works for Merck as Executive VP, Chief Patent Officer, Strategic Communications, Global Public Policy, and Population to Health. To say the CD director is now in charge of Merck's propaganda. You getting this? The majority of studies that authorities point to proof that vaccines do not cause autism have been published in journals called Pediatrics, the official journal of the American Pediatrics. Since vaccines are liability-free, doctors are free from harm. Big farmers are free from harm. Government buys whatever vaccines they don't sell. There's a meager market incentive for companies to make them safe. The public must rely on moral scruples of corporations who have nothing in their charter. Nothing. It's only to enhance shareholder value is a corporation's plank. Are you getting this? They paid over $35 billion for defrauding regulators, lying to and bribing government officials and physicians, falsifying science and leaving a trail of incurable chronic illnesses, injuries, and deaths from products they knew to be dangerous and still sold under pretense of safety and efficacy. 70% of advertising revenue division came from pharmaceutical ads, mind control programming, folks. Big pharma is a huge business, massive business, and it goes on and on. HIV was a hoax. It was the AZT drug from Burroughs Wellcome that gave them the immune deficiencies. The treatment is the problem. I had my legs taken out from a polio vaccine I got from when I was 9 years old and got activated in my 50s. This stuff stays latent in us all. I mean, I can go down, I'll put this in and keep telling you, but you must understand you cannot listen to anything these people say. You cannot listen to anything the government tells you. I don't care what letters, FDA, USDA, what alphabet agency is telling you, oh, this is for your own good. Or the corporation CEO, the guy that they elected from their corporate charters, from the Electoral College, which is part of the corporation. Guy's name is Trump now, the CEO. Who's he beholden to? His corporation. His corporation, USA Inc., is founded in the city of London, where its corporate papers are owned for USA Inc. Look it up. Puerto Rico holds the corporate papers. That's why the corporations are all offshore, so they can be foreign entities. Okay? So they're not under jurisdiction. Washington, D.C. is not under the jurisdiction of the United States anywhere. It's USA Inc. It's a corporation under corporate charter. Wake the heck up, everybody. Do not listen to these assholes. They want to kill your children. They want to infect them for the rest of their lives being sick. Get them by 6, you control them for life, the religious pundits say. Well, you get them by 6 vaccinated, they're in your control, they're on their heels, they're not going to do anything. 72 doses by 2018, and no one's getting better. And the United States ranks dead last in quality of care of medical. Last out of 34 countries. Our costs are as high as Switzerland, and Switzerland's in the top 5. People live much longer. And why do we give these guys in the white coats credit? Because they went to about a schooling and they're arrogant as fuck? Stop it. We're smarter than the doctors now. We're educating the doctors now. A lot of doctors are waking up too, so I got to give them credit too. But they're going to make it compulsory on everybody. And once they do that, it's over, folks. If they allow your kids to be shot, you to be shot, why do they call it getting a shot? Because they're shooting you up. What does a heroin addict do? They shoot you up. There's a reason it's called getting shot. And it's in their language. We're deaf Phoenicians. That's why they call it definitions. And we languish in our language. They gauge us. A lanyard is what they mark us by. And they gauge us. Language. Antibiotic. Anti-against. Biotic life. Get shot up. Go to the P-harmacy and go get your P-ill because you're a lying client. Or they can put some dents in you in their dentistry, or they can just give you disease. And every preventative medicine is not ever discussed. They're not telling you to grow gardens, eat healthier food. All they're telling you is you got to get vaxxed. Therapist. Little space between it. What do you get? The rapist. And what's a homo? It's an HMO. Why we just be patient, waiting in the waiting room for us to tell us how to live our lives, that we must get vaccinated, that we are the cure and we care about you. We really, really care about you. So take this vaccine, even though it never works, even though $4.5 billion for vaccine injuries have been paid, even though children are dying, even though it's the mark of the beast. Go ahead, you COVIDiots. You take it, and you're done, and your children are done. End of story. Wake up, y'all. Speak out. Be the change. Resist. Tag. You're it.
You're it.
It. No, you're it.
Does Jamie ever speak about the microwave frequencies?
He does.
Okay. It's crazy when you go back and you look at all these photos. They're all friends, all of them. You know, including, you know, all these presidents of all these other countries. They're all in it together.
Oh yeah. Have you seen that picture of it was Putin and the one from China and was it Bush? Yeah, Bush, all in their Freemason robes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I'll never forget little Kim and the South Korean president holding hands. Remember that?
I don't. That sounds funny.
Was that last year, I think?
I remember seeing that.
Oh man, that was funny. Wow.
Yeah.
I sent you one more.
Yep, I just realized that. I couldn't see the private chat at first. I'll be right back.
My bad. I
Oh, no,
should have
no.
known that.
Yeah, it's all right. When it's full screen on my end, I can't see you, or sometimes if it's too loud the video, I can't hear you either.
And that's all I got was this last one.
Oh, okay. No, that's
Hey,
fine.
folks.
Whoa. Hey, folks.
Hey, folks.
I know the girls are probably gonna get up early, so
Mhm.
probably go to bed after this one.
Yeah, me too.
Myself included.
Sounds like a plan. How long is this one, Kat?
This one is 11 minutes and 46 seconds.
Okay, I can deal with that. Can you, Keys?
I'm sorry?
Can you do with 11 minutes?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, folks. A lot of people ask questions and say who they are behind the scenes, and it's not the puppets that we see on TV with names like Trump and Obama and Gates and Fauci. Who is really behind this all? What is their agenda? What's the purpose? Notice the skull and bones on the Inside Secret Societies, Club 322. I've listed before over 32 secret societies, which I'll put in the show notes, which very few of you have ever heard of. There's layers on layers on layers of who is really in charge. And this is a good book I'm going to get into in a minute, What They Don't Want You to Know, Inside Secret Societies by Michael Benson. But first I wanted to take you to the origins of vaccines. Vaccine origins revealed, vaccination, Vatican's medical inquisition. Vaccinations came from the Vatican via Great Britain at the same time as Darwin's evolution. Definitions of the terms are often used interchangeably between immunization, vaccination, inoculation. These are all Latin words for cows. Why are we talking about cow vaccines? Because medicine man Edward Jenner was the father of motor vaccination, a quack doctor. He started the filthy practice of vaccinations. He was a slick Jesuit who taught the medical world how to use the poison needle. He was the first to associate human diseases with that animal. The idea paved the way for vaccinations, which is responsible for millions of people dying. The idea that humans and animals are related and share the same diseases led to the theory of evolution, which is responsible for the spiritual death of multiple millions more. Medicine man took this logic of the old wives' tale and turned it into scientific fact. This was about that in England, where the farmers had a legend of superstition that catching a cowpox, a disease of cows which was transferred to the cow's udders by unwashed or bleeding hands, would act like an amulet to make them immune from catching the human disease of smallpox. So he took it into a wives' tale and made it a scientific fact, and we've been on our way ever since. And here you can see some of the higher levels of the Freemasonry. And the Freemasons are way down here. That some of you have heard of Freemasonry. Then above them, we've got the Club of Rome, which is Gates is a member of it all. The Committee of 300, the Pilgrim Society, many others you haven't even heard of, layers upon layers. But at the top, the Vatican, above them, the 13 satanic bloodlines. But you can see the abstract of who is really in charge here. And you can see today with what's happening in the world, it's a one world order. There's no countries. Countries are corporations. Okay, the banking's run by the City of London. The religion's run by the Vatican. And the war machine is run by Washington, D.C. All separate city-states, legally, beholden to no other country. But that's the trilateral. And you can see here the foundations that support them all and whatnot. So I just wanted to give you a little idea. Of course, they took my video down. And the religious arm of the Vatican here, you see this Knights of Malta, Order of Malta here, which is next to the Pilgrim Society, Opus Dei, Club of Rome. There's P2 in here, Bohemian Club out here in Santa Rosa. So I want to get you to this book we were just talking about, Inside Secret Societies, What They Don't Want You to Know. And this is a very important book to understand about the Knights of Malta, developed out of the Sovereign Order of St. John of Jerusalem, the Hospitallers. This is where hospital comes from after the Turkish raid, to move from Crete to Malta when other groups such as the Cathars and the Knights Templar were being eradicated by Rome. The Knights of Malta avoided this by aligning themselves with the church. 20th century, the Knights of Malta have been caught attempting coups. In the 30s, John Raskob, who was one of the 13th founding fathers of the American Order of the Knights of Malta, plotted to topple the President Franklin Roosevelt. The scheme was foiled by one of his own ranks. Saving FDR was Knight of Malta Major General Smedley Butler. Two Knights of Malta become the United States Director of the CIA, John McCone and William Casey. In the 80s, the Italian Masonic Lodge infiltrated the Knights of Malta, became what called by historian Jim Mars a worldwide fascist conspiracy. The Knights of Malta still exist, headquartered in Rome, where, like the Vatican, they are recognized as a sovereign nation by more than 40 countries. So in the book, Encyclopedia of Freemasonry is Kindred Science, the order which at various times in progress of history received the names of Knights Hospitallers, Knights of John of St. Jerusalem, Knights of Rhodes, and lastly, Knights of Malta. This is where the Rhodes Scholar, Cecil Rhodes, comes in as well, with the Rhodes Scholars as well. Bill Clinton was a Rhodes Scholar. They all have to pass muster. The degree of the Knight of Malta is conferred in the United States as an appendant order in a commandery of the Knights Templar. There is a ritual attached to the degree, but very few are in possession of it and generally communicated after the candidate has been created a Knights Templar. The Knights of Malta are the militia of the Pope and are sworn to total obedience by blood oath, which is taken extremely seriously and to death. The Pope is the head of the Vatican and also the head of the foreign national power. Pope Francis is the first Jesuit in 600 years to take the helm of the Vatican. This has virtually nothing to do with the Roman Catholic religion and everything to do with being a participant in one of the four major player organizations. As a member of the Knights of Malta, in virtue of your blood oath of obedience to the Pope, you're required to support to the death to the desires of the Order of the Knights of Malta, in this case, Pope John Paul II, and above any other allegiance you may feel or pretend to feel toward any other loyalties, such as a loyalty to the Constitution of the United States of America. Those who are presently members of the Knights of Malta must, on penalty of death, support those policies advocated by the Vatican. It is not hard for them to do. This, they believe, is the policies and principles, the policies which are espoused, claimed by Pope Paul II as follows. Now, we all talk about Agenda 21 and Agenda 30 and the Rio in 1991 with Al Gore when they started it. Where'd they get all this from? See if this sounds familiar to the Agenda 21. This is their principles of what they're enacting right now. The end of sovereignty for the United States and other countries. We already see FEMA dividing them up into 10 different regions as deputies, health practitioners, health officials, public health officials, and counties have power to quarantine. End of absolute property rights. They're gutting the properties. You're not going to be able to own property. End of all gun rights. We're seeing that being transformed right now. The new international economic order of a world government. This is what the World Economic World Economic Council Strategic Intelligence Report has been talking about as well. The redistribution of wealth and jobs. Now, these jobs are not coming back like in restaurants and other places where robots can take their place, because robots are going to be declared more sanitary. Robots are going to be healthier and not need maintenance. Robots are going to be serving you food. They're going to be filling your tanks up. They're going to be doing everything that humans used to do. So if you're out of a job now, I'm sorry to tell you, you're likely not going back if it can be replaced by a robot. Again, total disarmament. Promote the United Nations as the hope for peace. Promote UNESCO, the deadly educational and cultural arm of the United Nations. Back to the United Nations, you're seeing them work hand in hand with the Rockefellers. I published a piece on that, where they're helping bring out the testing kits with over $500 million. Promote interdependence. No more independence, it's interdependence. Support sanctions honoring Father Pierre Teilhard de Jardin, the New Age humanist priest. Support the belief that the economic principle of traditional Christian or Catholic social doctrine is the economic principle of communism. All you follow the Catholic Christian religions, they're gutting it, folks. This is why they're not allowing you to group and gather. You're never going to be opening your churches again, sorry to tell you. But that this is all part of the plan, the whole social distancing meme and everything like that. And if you look at the new report, the 60-page, 80-page report just came out by the CDC about reopening, They did not include churches in it. Promote the Pope as the acting go-between for the United States and the Soviet Union. So you can see their planks, and then we have the Knights of Rhodes, the Knights of Russia, Knights of St. John. This is a world group, folks. It's not just the United States. They're all in the same team around the world. It's not, they got us fighting countries and arguing about this president or that businessman or whatever, but that's not who's doing this. All the members, in order to join, had to take the following oath while a live snake was held over their head. Whoever dares our cause reveal shall test the strength of the knightly steel. And when the torture proves too dull, we'll scrape the brains from out of his skulls and place a lamp within the shell to light his soul from here to hell. Their members are serious about this, folks. They're very, very serious about executing their plan and executing the demise of freedom in the world and rights and only privileges and obediences if you comply and if you obey, if you submit. And the first step in the ritual, put on your damn mask. Next step, get your damn test. Next step, get your damn vaccine. Next step, you're done because they own you. And if you look into Moderna Corp and the new vaccines coming out and these selfie vaccines with their little spikes, they're going to be mind controlling you and controlling all your body parts remotely. You will not have a chance if you get these vaccines. Anyway, so this is a really good book to check out and see, but I just wanted to show you, this is the same agenda as the Agenda 21 right here, and national sovereignty, one of their planks. Environmental protection, get people out of the rurals. Elimination of private property rights, same as the Knights of Malta and the Jesuits. Population control, birth control, restricted migration. You'll be quarantined the rest of your lives. Urbanization, stop urban sprawl. Restrictions to mobility. Propagandize children and build non-governmental partnerships. You see the exact parallels between what the Jesuits and Knights of Malta have planned and have stated as their agenda and the Agenda 21 and what is going down today. Their plans are to keep us all isolated in our pods, pod living. We're never going back to normal. And those that don't agree, they're releasing prisoners out of all the prisons. Governor Gruesome just announced that he's releasing more and more prisoners and wants to close the entire prison population of California. What's he making room for, folks? Think about it. Speak now, be heard. Time short. Tag. You're it.
I've got the link to that book, but it's too long to put in chat. I tried. That he was talking about. You can read it online.
Cool. Hold on to it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I've got all the books. Not that one, but the Tavistock, the 300, Skull and Bones, Jesuits, all of it. I got them hard copied.
I'm sure you guys have heard when I start talking about, like a few nights ago, and I said it in my video, I think tonight, I don't remember, that all of these people, just people in our country and other countries are the problem. If they're following orders and doing the wrong thing against their own people or other people,
You brought up something good the other night, though. I was thinking about that because if you think about, some military bases are in lockdown. Some can only go 30 miles away, or they go AWOL. Okay, so if they're not little good people, and when the time comes, they'll probably be locked down there, and it won't even be our people per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everything is compartmentalized where there is a lot of military that they don't know anything. you know, they could be in, in danger too.
Mm-hmm.
But what really gets under my skin the most is I've been watching and covering these shootings, alleged shootings, I should say. And as we've been talking, they're still uploading videos about this mall shooting out here. And someone just left a comment on that video a little while ago saying something happened in Colorado. So it's, it's starting all over again.
And you look at what just happened in Canada. You know what that's
Yeah.
like?
Oh, yeah. That's what I wanted to ask. Reality
Oh,
Cat.
before I step down, yeah.
Yeah. Before we head off into zombie land.
And I was saying to everybody I was going to sleep. I was going to step down. You too, and I will step down thereafter. But thank you very much, Anna. I appreciate that. So what would you like to know, Key?
What I would like to know is, what did they do on the Second Amendment firearm? Is that 2 years? Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, well, we don't have
Okay.
Second Amendment because we have the Charter of Rights.
Okay.
So it's a little different than you guys. But there's a lot of things that we can fight back against because of the Charter of Right, but they want to strip that out as well and redo it. So, well, you know how it goes. It goes the same way as you're in your country as well. They're trying to do everything the same. We always follow step second from America. So we
Right.
always, in the UK, we're like that. In Australia, we're kind of like the four country that follows each other, but we usually are the second step right after you. But in our country, in Toronto right now, they are going to stop people from driving cars in many areas. So to let people walk instead, like remove like huge not highway, what's it called? Not a road. Oh, I forget what it is. It's like a mini lane. Like there's like 3 lane on one side, 3 on the other side, but it's in the city. So they're gonna remove that. They're gonna shut it down, and it's gonna be only like a one way, one car the other way, instead of 3 cars one way and 3 cars the other way. I do apologize because I'm a little bit tired, so I don't. My thinking process is not working very well. But
That's okay.
they are saying that it's for people to walk. How many people do it? What? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense. And they want to block some road for pedestrian and bicycling only.
That's
Sense
Agenda 21.
right. And they want to do some stuff here as well in Niagara Falls, but that's going to be harder in Niagara Falls at this moment because
That
of
reminds me, Ann, did you hear about that? When was it? Probably, I don't know, 2 years ago in Tempe, Arizona. They built this, I guess, like the Stack and Pack apartment complex. It was talked about on other channels, I think, where I think it's for like 1,000 residents can live there, but you cannot own a car.
Oh, I heard about that one.
Remember?
In Arizona. Mm-hmm.
Yep, Tempe.
See, I have a wonder. We have an island in BC called Las Getty.
Oh.
And Las Getty is an island of off-grid. And you can only get there by boat. I wonder how that's going to work out with the COVID with those guys. Because they still receive mail from a boat.
Mom just reminded me also, in certain parts of Seattle, the streets are just closed down.
Oh,
No
yeah.
driving.
I believe it. Like we're second right after you guys, but we're getting our guns like taken away. Like we're really restricted on our guns. We have a big restriction. Like for you guys, you can carry a firearm on yourself openly in front of everybody. Us, we get a call, the police station where we reside, let them know where we're going, the number of our license, where we how we're gonna get there, what route we're gonna get there, what time estimate that we're gonna be there, and then we have to register over there. Yeah, but for hunting purpose, however, it's different. But
Okay.
for like a regular firearm, like a pistol, whatever, anything like that, like a magnum or anything like that, that's when you have to do that.
But still, when you get your hunting permit, they know a lot of stuff also anyways.
Right.
Yep.
And it's screening your neighbors and everything. Like you cannot have a permit, like a license, firearm license, if you haven't reside in your place for at least 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, because they're gonna screen your neighbors as well as your family member, and it has to be at least 2 years in your neighborhood, so people kind of get to know you and know who you are.
Wow.
Yep, I've had to go through that myself. I don't own a firearm, but on my paper before I get my license, it was required. It was a requirement.
Well, I covered a video on my channel about, I think there was 12 or 13 Democrats that were trying to pass laws here on firearms. You know, like the AR-15s,
Mm-hmm.
high capacity magazines, nothing over, I think it was 10,
Mm-hmm.
even for a sidearm, you know, a semi-auto.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing's been done because they're just going to go ahead and, I mean, that's probably pretty much off the table. They're just
Right.
gonna come in.
I believe that, to me, okay, they doing this to distract people because they know they're not gonna get it. It's not gonna happen. To distract people, because regardless of that, they're still gonna make them sick with what is about to happen with the
Yep.
5G and all that stuff. So they don't do it. They're trying to distract them, so they go and vote against that now. You know, instead of focusing on what they're actually doing to us, or what they're about to do in the next step. I have a feeling this is what they're going to be. Well, it's most likely what they're doing, because they're going to be dumbed down eventually, and that's what they want. They want everybody to have their own gun and shoot at everybody. Like you know where I'm coming from. So the red horse, for example, it's called the red horse is blood. So it's people fighting against each other and killing each other. So they have that's going to make an effect on their brain as well. And what better way to leave them with guns, right? So it's just to distract them, I think, more.
Take their minds off the towers, because that's the real threat.
Right. Like that's what I'm thinking. It's just a distraction right now, so they can play their role behind everything, behind the scene.
Like Iraq,
Mhm.
where they first started testing with the frequencies over there.
Yep,
Them guys,
our voice.
they just laid their firearms down.
Yep, that's voice to skull.
Yes, and it's going to be getting very, very crazy soon. Yeah.
And also, they was testing direct energy over there.
Yes.
I remember watching that. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's conspiracy." Yeah, okay, all right.
Now it's all becoming a reality now, isn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the movie, what was that? Was it was it not Terminator, but the other one where he's hiding up in the trees? Predator.
Predator, yeah.
Basically,
Well,
the laser.
Yeah.
You know.
And Terminator's coming to reality too, because that's your Skynet, Skylink.
Cell's coming soon too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So do you believe in some things up there, Giggles?
What do you mean?
I mean, as far as Skynet and, you know, like with Starlink and satellites and all that kind of stuff.
They're in our atmosphere.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
How do they stay up there?
Well, remember that one that fell in Michigan? It was on a balloon for Samsung.
I did a video on that.
Oh,
Samsung
nice.
selfie satellite.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not kidding you. And those people that live there, oh, yeah. It's there.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's still in my. Uh-oh.
I saw those Starlinks a few days after Hodge too, and they're low, and they have spotlights on them too. I don't know if Hodge ever saw that, but I saw 2 of them have spotlights.
You know, and that's to keep you from being able to see what they are, just like, you know, the unmanned aerial vehicles.
Hmm.
But I got lucky and snapped pictures of that when it was up here next to the moon simulator.
Sweet.
I showed it on here before. It was so
Probably do.
bright. The moon was so bright that it lit up the UAV. And I sent pictures to the Air Force bases around here.
Uh-oh.
I'm not kidding you. And then I talked
He's really
to,
busy.
they all denied everything, but I talked to this master sergeant in Nevada.
I remember you telling me about this now. That was a while ago.
I'm not going to say his name, but
Right.
this guy sounded, I mean, this dude was so brainwashed on the phone. He sounded and he said the same identical words as Bush.
Oh, jeez.
And I said, why is this thing outside of my home? I said, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Why are you spying on Americans? You know? Oh, we don't do that. We use those for fighting the war on terrorism.
Which is us.
Really? I just laughed at him. I said, what war? And
Right.
he said in Afghanistan. I said, really? Yeah.
It's amazing, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I still have the email, you know, where I sent it and everything. I sent it to a base in Tucson, Arizona, Luke Air Force Base, Creech, which is in Nevada. And Creech is where they have all the drones, and that's where they train drone operators from all over the world.
Oh, wow.
Tina.
What?
What?
Oh, let's say hi, Tina. She's in the room.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Hey, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Oh, there she is.
Yep. Well, my brothers and sisters, love you so very much, but I do also love to have sleep. So,
Hey, reality, thank you.
oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. It was a pleasure to be able to help. Definitely.
I
And,
appreciate it.
oh, I know you do. I know. So I will see you next time, God willing, and you have yourself a nice sleep or a nice day, whatever you're going on after this.
Okay, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Good night.
Sleep
Thank
well.
you, sis.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, ladies.
Let's see. Yeah, we're just stopping now, Tina.
Oh yeah, that one too, Hodge. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Or how do you pronounce that?
I've never been able to pronounce it.
Pikachu?
No, it's
Pikachu?
pronounced something different, but I can't pronounce it.
Oh my.
Wow, X-Blade's gonna be running on fumes.
I would say. Well, good night, Buried, Anne, Hodge, Tina. I think that's all. And lurkers. Oh, Wachuca.
Huachuca.
Wachuca.
Okay.
That's it.
Nice one, Hodge.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for having me, Keys.
Thanks, Gig. Thanks for coming up, helping.
Absolutely. All right. Well, everyone sleep well.
You
Much
too.
love. All right. Bye, Keys, Mom.
She just went in the other room.
Okay. All right. Night, everyone.
Good night, Giggles. Well, everybody, I'm going to say my good night. It's been a long day. Tina, Ann, Hodge, X-Blade, Reality, Giggles. Oh, yes, the traders that are listening. Thanks for reminding me, Ann. Be well, everyone, and talk to you all in a few hours. Thanks for coming in. Yep, Luke Davis Monson. Yep. All right, everyone. Have a good day. Be well, and see you soon. Good night.